the crowdsourcing was sort of so successful. The Kickstarter campaign was massive. But then afterwards, there started to be a conversation about maybe there's a line where studios shouldn't do that. What do you think about that?
I totally think there's a line. There's definitely movies that have no place in the crowdfunding, at least for the entire movie. I think there's different things you could do, like be a part of the movie somehow. I think that's great, being a part of the movie. But like to fund a whole movie like that, like we weren't going to exist without the fan funding. So that's kind of where, like if it's a smaller or like a cult film, like it could at least get it going.
I think there's a line in everything, in everything, in how many sweets you should eat, in how, in everything. And I think the public will always make that call. And that's what capitalism is about. I mean, that's the consumer has all the power. They always have, they always will. And we were lucky enough to be a show that the fans were like really intensely passionate about, and we don't take that lightly, and we will be forever grateful that they allowed us to do this, because they did. They're now our colleagues and really our boss, because they're our producers. So I can't speak to other projects, but I just know I feel eternally grateful for being able to work on this project again, and it's because of the fans.
I think they just need to be honest about what they're doing. I do know that some people, we can take Zach Braff, for example, that he got some blowback on that, and yet I found what he did to be very honest. He said, I want to raise a couple million extra dollars so I can cast who I want in this movie. To me, he was pretty upfront about what he wanted it for. And then if you are a fan and you believe in that project, give to it. And I don't understand why people who aren't giving complain about how you are spending your money. So even if Sylvester Stallone wants to jump aboard that, we all have the right to put our money where we want. It's not like people are, shaking you by your ankles. Don't give if you don't believe in the project is sort of my attitude about it. I do think that there was a responsibility that we had in conjunction with Warner Brothers to give people rewards that were worthwhile. I think it's okay for PBS to offer a $5 tote bag for a $100 donation. They are something that is for the public good. It is not a money-making for-profit venture. With our movie, I felt like we had a responsibility to give something worthwhile for the money. So for $35, a script, a T-shirt, a download of the movie, that felt fair. It felt upfront. It didn't feel like we were holding the movie hostage. It felt like we were giving fair value. We were just trying to gauge the interest in the movie before, we could get back. So I think there are, I think each different Kickstarter project can be judged on its own merits. But I think at the end, the consumer, the person who's going to back the project, has the ultimate right of refusal.
It's not like Rob Thomas thought like his first, it wasn't like he went to Kickstarter first, He tried 6.5 years of every other conventional avenue and was constantly running into these dead ends. And so finally, this sort of Kickstarter was this kind of wild card idea that I think he threw out as a last-ditch effort, and then all of a sudden it turned into what it turned into. And so I think the hesitation from other people comes from people just making that their first way of trying to, studios, their first way of trying to get money. I don't know. It's a really difficult, complicated question to answer, and I'm sure it's very case by case. I'm just excited to be a part of a film that's raising those questions.
Yeah, and I think that Rob did it in a very smart way, with the way he figured out how much money he needed, and that there was an exchange with the fans, so for $50 it was a T-shirt and a copy of the script when the movie comes out, and then, we've been signing autographs. We have to sign 5,500 posters, which is going to take us like 2 days at like 6 seconds per sign. So
it's insane.
Yeah, we're leaving voicemails for people, video messages. We had people in the movie that, were like a husband and wife team this guy got this present for his fiance to come on set because she was such a big fan of the show, and these girls are like crying. I mean, it's such a wonderful experience, and I get to work with this handsome guy, so it works out.